You were saying, what about the police?
This still has to do with independence. We give them the best salaries, the best benefits, the best equipment to fight crime. What do they do with the equipment and the salaries? They fight the citizens with their own money. They don't fight crime with it. How many times have you called the police and somebody stole something from you or did something to you and the detectives got back to you and told you they found them? Or the police out in the community, instead of sitting around doing different stuff, easy things, looking for the people who stole your stuff. We get nothing for our value. Of course we need policemen. But we need policemen for fighting crime, not fighting us. We are not the criminals. But when you look in your eyes, we are the criminal. When white people look at all them crime reports, they have no choice but believe we are criminals from little child up, because that's what they taught. So when they get on the police department, be doctors, lawyers, or whatever, they still see us out of the same eyes. Only thing we saying is open your eyes. You taught us your history, what you do, your music, how you wear your hair, what you want to do. You want us to look and be you. We can't be you. We have to be ourselves. We are still scientists and doctors and lawyers and inventors with black faces. I hope I'm not shocking or surprising you. But on Independence Day, let's think about something. How do you want your child to live in the world? I want mine to live the same way. So does others. This country is living a lie. We started off to be an independent, free nation from tyrants. And we let the tyrants hijack us. We desecrated the Indian people. We desecrated the Chinese people. We desecrated the African people. We desecrated the immigrants when they came who wouldn't go along with the tyrants. When are we going to open our eyes and say, we're living a lie? And the reason we live in this lie is negotiations. Look at these mayors sitting up over us. We elect these mayors and put them there, and the police department run them. They didn't get those contracts out of their hat. They got those contracts from our mayors and city councilmen signing them. Come on now. Let's start being honest with each other. If we know the country is based on a lie and we're going to straighten it out, let's straighten it all the way out. All these people on the police department, all these judges and stuff. No, we want congressmen up there and senators who gonna change those, put those laws back like they're supposed to be. You can remove those people, you can impeach them, you can recall them when they don't do right. And let us ourselves stop being so lazy and start reading these laws and getting out in the street and objecting to them before they get embedded in concrete. It's our fault too. You want to run around talking about you're a great American all over the place. No, you're not. You live in a lie. How can you convince yourself that I'm making $7.25 an hour and you making $20, $25 an hour, and I'm supposed to make it on that, and you having problems making it with the $20 or $25? Come on, white folks. Come on, black people. And you know why? Because we accept that. Because we go to their stores and buy their stuff. And they treat us like this, but we still go buy their things. We stop buying stuff from each other and we start deteriorating. There are no more neighborhood stores where you know the store owner, where you know the man in the hardware store. We gave it away to the corporations because they gave us a nickel off. Well, we paying for that nickel off. Because then they not only got rid of all the mom and pop stores and hardware stores and small businesses, guess what? They raised the price back up after they got rid of them. You see these policemen, all these, how can a neighborhood be 89% black, Mexican, or Chinese and 90% white? Come on now. The police department is supposed to be made up of the community. And the appointments is made by the mayor and the police chief. I think the police chief should be elected based on his record. And we should read it carefully. Because the mayors are not doing their job. Oh, when something happens, they jump on the bandwagon. Everybody gets to talking about what they're going to do. Don't listen to nothing they have to say. Look at what they do. This is Paw Paw's advice. We wouldn't have no Independence Day if we wasn't trying to have an independent country. That's what we want. We want an independent, fair country. That's why everybody wanted to come here. But then when they get here, they find out there's a lot of lying going on. And then they start going along with the lie. All them people who came here, they know black people was treated bad. They knew it. They knew how bad they was treated in their country. But yet they come here and treat us the way they was treated, trying to get away from. That's not including South American, Mexican, Jewish, Chinese, or everybody. All of them do us the same way, but because we allow it. Well, I'm saying to you this, and I've been saying it like my brother said to me when I was 6 years old. We must do what we have to do, but we must stop this now. And oh yeah, we're going to have to pay a price for it, but that's okay. We had to pay a price for the Revolutionary War. We had to pay a price for the Civil War. We had to pay a price for World War I. We had to pay a price for World War II. We had to pay a price for all the other wars that we fought for other people's freedom. Now, why not pay a price for our own freedom and not allow these people to do this stuff anymore? If you got to die, die for something for your family too. But make them pay a price. Because these people know they're wrong. They've been knowing it, but it's the privilege. Only thing you had to do is be white. Well, that was your little privilege, but he was stealing out of your back pocket all the time. Had his hand in your front pocket, stealing your stuff, and you can't see it. We black people crying and trying to tell you that you're not listening. Well, now we are dying by the thousands, and the people who got all the money and power don't care. They can afford to lose us 100,000, 200,000, a million of us. They can afford it. 2 or 3 million of us. They can afford it. They're not paying. They're not getting sick because they done isolated themselves. They don't have to wear no mask. They got a house big enough to walk around by themselves. But we don't. We got to make them pay. They got to pay too. It's just that simple. If a policeman, you got a policeman, and you done gave him, reach in your pocket. Let's say you take me, and you reach in your pocket and give me $100, and you tell me, Fred, I want you to guard my front door, don't let nobody in. And then here's a big black guy come up in your house, and you say, Fred, I thought I told you to guard my house. I said, oh, he black, he okay. That's what you doing with my freedom. You letting other people trample on it with my money. And we have to stop paying the government and stop electing these people. Get rid of them. And if they get up there and compromise with these people, just impeach them or remove them, recall them. And we have to demand those laws go back on the book, and it don't take an act of God to get them out of office. It's got to be more simple than that. If we don't want them there and we go to the poll and vote, get them out. We have to make it easy to get them out. That way they'll do right. It's just like the police. If you're a good policeman, and all these are not police, I got to stop calling it. These are people who come and guard you. They ain't no policemen. Because like I said to you before, I had to run from the gangs and the police. So what good were they for me as a teenager? But let's get back to Independence Day. We don't want to go all off on that. Independence Day, this is our country. Our ancestors have bled and died and invented all of these privileges in this country along with everybody else. And when I say our ancestors, I mean black, white, green, and purple. All nationalities have put into this country. We all should be enjoying the fruits of our labor and our blood that we shed. Well, we just shedding our blood and we ain't getting nothing. We keep getting put down the ladder. How is it an African American is making $7,000 to $10,000 a year and a white person is making $60,000 to $100,000? And then they blaming us for crime and stuff in the neighborhood. If you don't have it yourself, you try and steal from somebody to get something, and you advertise on TV. That's another thing. All this brainwashing on TV, tell them about all these tennis shoes and high-priced clothes and stuff that you selling to them, $200 and $300, and then you complain when they kill somebody about it. You done created the situation yourself. Let's face it. Every time you turn your TV on, you can't turn your TV on and watch a movie unless you done recorded it yourself. Unless you got 50 brainwashing commercials on there trying to convince you on medical. How you going to convince somebody on medicine to take and they don't have no medical background, no education whatsoever? So you can go to the doctor and ask the doctor to get something to kill you. Come on now. This is our Independence Day. Let us celebrate it. I love it myself. I served my country. I was a public servant. And I went and worked for what I wanted. And I'm not standing up for nobody who won't get up off of their behind and go to work, no matter how much money it is. Because you can work for $2 and take that $2 and turn it into $1 million if you want to. You don't have to stay in that position. You just have to start there. And you don't have to start there. Start your own business. Stop thinking of working for somebody and start thinking of working for yourself. And if you go in a store, I don't care what nationality or sex you are. You go in the stores and you don't never see anybody like you in that store, don't go in there no more. Stop going in there, giving them people your money to treat you any kind of way. What other question you got for me?